Oh yeah, Talking Point platform, TTPTV. Oh yeah, Unale we pledge, we love and loyalty to we sweet, sweet mama salute. Now we all come together as well on for tomorrow. Now we go make salute.
Yes, Fambula, now welcome back to yet another very, very important segment where they come through the Talking Point platform. My name is Mohammed. Today again, we get some sober analysis and issues and where they make answer the social media, where they often are interest. One of the two will just pass here a quick one. Now the two manifestos. Now, this therefore be the responsibility for Kanaya for take perhaps page upon page, take the time we explain to now the details, the significance of them particular documents here. Over the years, the opportunity I will get to now will not be getting. So now we use it effectively by communicating to the people we deserve for know. So that we're going to be well informed and know who sauna for trade and go and vote June 24. And we also look at ECSL. They don't ask the Supreme Court for make them dismiss the case against them. That's the case against Dr. Samura as well. And also we look at the cry where Mayor Aki Soya, a cry say, get justice in the sense that in motorcar, then damage and that police will do nothing where will make at least enable get justice. Work out their issues and for now. Also, we go look at Joseph Girard, where he tweets, say, it look like say Africell, when one of the mobile company they involved in politics. What in this mean? Also, we go look at one short video out for vote, and innocent they accuse SLPP say the attempt for bribe and $10,000 make it collaborate with Article 4, but it rejects. And perhaps we'll go look at another issue. One prominent NGC member don't resign. Another issue probably would throw light on the Jagaban in donation we make and KKY in campaign na Cambia. As you know, we jam-packed a lot of issues there. We hope and we hope say time go permits we follow we go through all of them. So we're not gonna say will they come quick now for come take the issues here one by one.
Talking Point platform for news every day now we country alone for education, entertainment, political affairs, TV. We got enough tanga one inside Sierra like a big quantity. We breeze not a shit TV.
So Fambula job going at the first thing first. When they talk about manifesto, according to the political scientists, the people that will sabi better about politics, then call a social contract between the electorate and the leaders. Now, this document very powerful in the sense that this not the roadmap, this not the guiding principle or the building blocks where the government's promise or the government in waiting or the political party promise say if the citizens give them the opportunity for govern them, then they could do X, Y, Z. But why this important in the first place? So many reasons. One of the reasons that these will serve as a lens where the people they look into them, and also all the people, all the leaders are accountable, and people are able to charge out of this. However, this not just document. Sometimes some reality can kick in. Now that make a lot of people that look at and say manifestos, particularly when we then develop then developing country there, in significance, not that much. This is because we not get the structure for put things in place for support in case we, like what I can say, unforeseen contingency, accident happen, or global shock, or the economic shock, or disaster. We not get them thin and deep. Mind you, let's just bring down something, few examples here. When we be there in the second term of President Koroma, in second term, they are kicking Ebola. Now, statistically, according to World Bank, then Sierra Leone economy was the fastest economy in the whole world. That was unprecedented in the history of Sierra Leone. You can check what they tell you, so Google it, you'll find out. Sierra Leone was the fastest economy. But you get two terms here. You get what's called nominal growth and real growth. And most times, economists then can assess economy, particularly like the developing country, based on nominal growth. In other words, this now based on certain parameters where the governments they partake in terms of probably the exports, the boom, and that time it was one of the case where exports be the boom, and maybe good governance, friendly climates where they're attracting investors. But however, the growth we are in the the real man back then is still be challenging. In other words, the ordinary man not be the feel, even though them this is the fastest economy, not everybody was feeling it. So, and just after that, kicking just 1 year, Ebola came inside. Ebola, when Ebola came, it wrote all the gains what the governments don't make. We see the mining companies then closed temporarily, investors then scared, we can't get them put on embargo. So we not be get that kind what I can say reserve. We not get that strength. We not get that aftershock for protect the economy. Then they be make we suffer a lot. So the agenda for prosperity, where former President Komara become, realize. Even though a manifesto, even though it was a promise, he never realized that because of we still challenging for the economy because we not be the cities. Now, coming to President Bio also make ambitious and outlandish promises where, instead, realistic speaking, the COVID-19 and bug. In the initial stage, we see the economy, the finance, the tax revenue mobilization, because according to them get a treasury, a single treasury, which everybody for pay, then call our pot. We see in the first 2-3 months, up to 6 months, up to a year, each and every month, anything we get out, they announce to the public. And it seems as if that movement, something somewhere is moving in the right direction. Unfortunately, what happened? 2019, boom. Guess what? COVID came. COVID actually it put more pressure in the government that they cannot, because remind we all, we don't lock down up to 2 years. In fact, we don't be worse if governments lock 1 year. Other countries, supply chain become a problem. Nothing they go, plane they fly, nothing absolutely stock. So economy, like we own, when a developing economy, we not get the aftershock. When we not get the aftershock parameters where we will guide ourselves. We not get the support. We not get the know-how. We not get the strength. We not get the reserve for support to economy. We suffer seriously. Even though there is a manifesto where for can feed the people and bread and butter, materialize. So now that make sometimes some people say these particular manifestos for we as in the developed country there, we the poor country there, can make mean much. Why would not go just find a common working plan. This now some of the arguments where some people where land book say. Instead of us every year, this the county economy plan, this the county manifesto, this the county manifesto, why we not get a central workable document where we thoroughly the debate and put in place, regardless of the government who can have power, for church. Yes, you go change few things, but the core thing there, the core thing we will forgo by for change. Because we don't get the know-how, the technical know-how, the capacity, the structure, the systems them in place for make sure say we able to follow through. Now in the developed countries, this really because they already don't develop. Then get systems in place, then get structures, policies are working. So technically, in most cases, then develop. The manifesto they able to deliver to some extent. But unlike because of with the struggle, this change of the manifesto. Where this come, it changes manifesto. Where this come, it said that this are they go with this one. It cause we a lot of headache problem. Look at the two manifesto. Now see what's in this. See what's in Dr. Kamara and Dr. Samura Kamara put as well. They see. Dr. Samura say one of the first thing where they do. Law just let people and see. As I'm loud, just read that. The first thing where in plan for do. Mind you, we only take time. They read I small because we don't get this manifesto long before they publish it. Or if now they follow we this program, we don't count 1 and 2 10, but to decide for weights, make it official. Now it says build one nation, rebuilding national unity and cohesion. We shall take immediate steps to restore national cohesion, peace, and unity in Sierra Leone. We shall foster the equitable distribution of opportunities and undertake constitutional and institutional changes to entrench decentralization and local governance and ensure fair, transparent, and protected access to resources. This is not the first thing within the agenda where Dr. Samura Kamara Wandu. Now, in contrast to this, let's look at what President Bio say in they can do. Now, President Bio said the first thing where they can do, now agriculture in they can put feed salon first. So you see how they lapse, Let's just share the screen of this one, the people and see the two people already argue and why people and feed say, you see, feed salon force. Number one, an initiative to boost agricultural productivity to ensure food security and inclusive economic growth. President Bio's top priority in his second term is for Sierra Leone to be food self-sufficient. The next XLPP government will boost agricultural productivity by increasing investment, which will fuel inclusive economic growth, boost production, reduce hunger and poverty, create jobs, boost export earnings, and build our resilience in the face of climate change. So this now waiting President Bio plan for do. Now, in reality, you go agree with me, say agriculture now the center, and perhaps maybe this is my own personal opinion. I feel say all of the candidates, this now one of the policy where they all for agree, where perhaps if we even put in with constitution or parliament, they make a law say agriculture, no matter what, nobody know for changer. When you meet agricultural policy, improve on that, no kicker. Law we say, for example, a president can have power. He go negotiate a deal outside for agricultural issue or any or investors in come. No matter what, the new government or the new president not for church. Why? Because we don't see the former government. Then go negotiate on behalf of the people of Sierra Leone for build their ports na mama about 300 million. When the new governments come and kick them out, it just go just like that. So this inconsistency, and in fact, it is a bad name to we as Sierra Leoneans, a government, because they insist on they respect international contracts. So agriculture, because today today food don't become a problem for we. We staple food as Sierra Leoneans, as we all know, not food. Solomon, no matter how he eats, if you're not eating, yes, he will tell you you're not eating from this morning. Regardless the fact that sometimes you don't eat gari, you don't eat sometimes salad, you don't eat sometimes macaroni, he still say no eat it. We spend more than $200 million for imports, more than 200 million American dollars. That's a huge amount. No wonder where we economic we exchange rates not able to keep up. Because imagine we send more than, I think up to now, you don't reach now $250 million that we send out. If that 250 million we able to absorb or put on our economy, then in a support. The support we will help for give us strength, we will lend the strength to currency for any aftershock. So I feel say whoever comes to power, we get forget a national dialogue wherein certain thing will make entrenched. If we forget a clause, you know for church this, regardless of that, you know for church. But this is the beginning. We as Sierra Leoneans should continue for advocate for we serve. Gone are the days where they say politics is for politicians, and you know get nothing to do with politics, you don't want politics. The sad reality, and that's the brutal truth, politics need you. It need you. There's no way absolutely will involve in politics. Any side you finish in the world, politics, they must touch you. Everything that the world about politics. Everything revolves around. If you look at the genealogy, you don't go say quickly, but it's there. Plain and simple. But when we come to our own contest as a Sierra Leonean, it's high time we continue for be more vigilant, holding our executives, our political leaders accountable, reminding them of their responsibility. Why in the first place they are there to serve the people. And look at the ordinary man that is gone. Look at that poor mama, that widow, that granny. We don't get picking again. Where they thought market blind. He goes sit down all day. Almost some man will get 5,000-10,000. I will take care of them vulnerable set of people in there. I will support yourself as a nation. How we go make sure say we put institutions that we go work in the interest of the people and not based on party. How we go give jobs to people that will actually deserve them, not as a reward or incentive because they were there campaigning for this party A, party B. So we get a long way for go. So now on these constitutions, these manifestos, we got for the bring them come one after the other. We go get an informed decision and see which one una feel say makes sense. Now coming to Mr. Dr. Samura Kamara, to be honest with you, one of the most important things in any country is peace, stability. Over the years, Salon don't suffer. In fact, recently, there is a report which suggests Sierra Leone don't go down, we don't sleep, I think we're 123 when it comes to safety, peace and safety, and it's dangerous. Now, our investors, they go in a country, then get so many parameters what they look at. They look at the good governance of the country. Not say in the case of a democracy, then they look at how the government, they handle the citizens. And they look at the safety, the peace, the perception, waiting people in the think, the citizens, how they feel. All this gets an impact. So, like I say, we're not going to be able to put there all there. We would count them one after the other, invite one or two people in for help and explain this to we. Time day for us, and we'll continue for come. And from what we get here, President Bio get a 5 main points there, where they say the big 5, and Dr. Samura Kamara gets 10 points, which is the main one there. So now they get for the take time for count and small. Now let me jump quick now the next item. Now the Supreme Court don't file a motion. They don't file a motion to the ECSL don't file a motion to the Supreme Court for make them dismiss make them just pull the case of Dr. Samura come out in our courts. But once Dan did a try for load, now we come with KKY and KKY in campaign message where they go do up in Cambia. That one day, the other issue they will come as soon as the system permits we for do so. So now we go waiting KKY say, and we also get a video where Jagaban donates bike then. Now listen waiting KKY say.
He decides say the day where we launch we campaign, we not do big thing. We use the same method where we use 2016 to 2018, door to door, community to community. That's so we believe. We not believe in big show for big show all around. From here, we go now community there now. We go continue with campaign. Other man and they believe big show. At least we believe 2016. Then doubt we from KKY movement, say NGC, then see what we. So they use the same method. What he do? Because we are the party we care about the common man. Not all the common man they can stadium. And then are the communities. So we on campaign. And that's what they do from today. Groups like this, community by community, door to door. Not also what they do. I'm glad for them with you now. Yesterday, before they come, they tell me say when my brother went in Pakano, don't go declare for APC. Now I say, hey, I talk to Pakano na net. They tell me say yes, then they talk to her. When get one game where one play. Now I find out say this game where one play, they get 50 million. That 50 million they wanna go ask Sheba. Wanna tell Sherry Koko and Samura say, you know, said the people they always say they don't go. Let them go ask Pakano what he do with the 50 million. I think this time now he go pay sales where not been on paid before. We tell and thank you for a work we don't do. But we don't know they buy with people there. That's not the work. Number two, I want let Samura and Cherry Koko no say, me and President Bio all say where we go. We don't tell the people in a salon say, we know the left for country give money cost. We want let Samura and Cherry Koko come public today. Let them tell this public say, not to them the sponsor Adebayo. Let them condemn Adebayo and money cost. Then we know say they're serious. But for the cost people their money for 3 years. 3 years it cost people their money. Now we they ask you, what do you they can do for this country? Now money cost you bring back. We are waiting President, we are not afraid of. All say well, don't go. All the way they sponsor, the way they give money cost. When they cost with sister there and their mama there, even the one they hold on there, they cost them back. Let Samura and Cherry Koko come before the country, tell we say, they're not there money cost. And then they condemn the man when they don't make the teach them begin there for cost money cost. Why are they say this? That money where they spend and that's for buying candidates.
All right, so Fambo, that was KKY where they make outlandish claims about what them would do. The fact that according to Samura and the sponsor Adebayo, where without proof. But anyway, that's a political time, a campaign time. Everybody the time for make political points. They try for score political points, whether it's cheap or expensive. It depends on how you see it. But I'll look at again Jagaban, what you do now.
This is the sound of one of the 15 motorbikes All People's Congress Jagaban Support Group has given to party members in Southern Eastern region to enhance their political campaigning in the two regions.
How you can support people with mobility so that they can reach the hard-to-reach areas, they live in need. The people are there waiting for us just to tell them that change is here. So with the support of the motorbikes, rest assured, it will make a lot of impact.
The party said that one of the ways to lift their members out of poverty is to empower business women. Thus, 200 million yuan soft loan was given to All People's Congress business women in Southern Eastern regions.
We say always charity begins at home. But now today we are in Bo to give a soft loan, a microfinance without interest to 100 women. But our plan is to give to 300 women. So we'll come back and do the rest. So that's why we are here today.
But what does this mean to the business women of APC?
This money we Jagabada sorry for we don't give it. Lord put it into good use. Lord put it into good use. Lord developer. Lord take care of yourself and families.
Conducting the election in a peaceful atmosphere devoid of violence is said to be chosen by APC, and their membership, they said, should follow suit.
I am a Mende man. I'm a Mende man, for example. I belong to the APC and I believe in the APC ideology. And if you are also a Mende man in the SLPP, you believe in your ideology, that doesn't mean we are not brothers. We are all the same. The common interest we have is the development of Sierra Leone. So I'm calling on everybody. All of us should embrace peace to ensure that this election is just one day, June 24. After that, the intention of all is that let us have a government that can move Sierra Leone to a higher height.
The proportional representation, Degesi Sankot said, is viable as much as giving them members of parliament in this part of the country which has been difficult to achieve in a region that is predominantly loyal to SLPP.
And we are ready to make sure that even in Bohia, we are going to get 4 seats.
Political campaigning has officially started today as scheduled by the Electoral Commission of Sierra Leone. Hence, APC has instructed their membership to comply to the said regulations. Church Philip Jambawai, AYV.
All right, Fambo, that was a clip where APC support group, Jagaban support group, they support their members. Now, let's go to this very important document. So, as soon as they see na the screen, the ECSL don't file la police on see the ECSL don't ask the Supreme Court for make them throw them to the case against them and the case against Dr. Samura Kamara. Just for remind you quickly that Paul Kamara and Reverend Colson Tue then take ECSL gonna court, as well as Dr. Samura Kamara, as well as the APC party, because then say then get issue with the candidacy and the manner in which ECSL handle even for let them give themselves the nomination for them unconstitutional. So let we read quickly waiting this particular document. Perhaps you know they say unclear, I'll just make it quickly. In the Supreme Court of Sierra Leone, in the matter of an application for construction, interpretation, determination to section 34(4) and 76(1)(d) of the Constitution of Sierra Leone 1991, Act number 6. In the matter for the nomination of the candidacy of the respondent, the third respondent by the Electoral Commission for Sierra Leone. Now, as soon as they see so, Paul Kamara, Almami Colson Tue, and if you now watch down, now they see and the Chief Electoral Commissioner, Electoral Commission of Sierra Leone, that's the first respondent, and the Electoral Commission of Sierra Leone, second respondent, and Dr. Samura Kamara, the third respondent, and the fourth respondent here are the All People's Congress. Now, notice of motion. Take notice that the Honorable Court City in the Law Court building, circa Stephen Street, Freetown, will be moved on the, they not put the dates, May 23, May 2023 at hour of 9 o'clock in the forenoon or so soon thereafter, as counsel may be heard on the hearing of an application on behalf of the first and the second respondent applicant for the following orders. This honorable court do make an order striking out the originating notice of motion filed herein dated the 17th of May 2023 on the following grounds. Now, neck one, let the Supreme Court kick away this because of the reason how they can put. Number one, neck one made them, number one, that this honorary court do make an order striking out the following notice of motion filed in dated 2023. That's the affidavit in support of the originating notice of motion sworn on the 17th of May 2023 lacks documentary evidence upon which the applicant respondent relied in seeking the orders prayed for on the face of the originating notice of motion. Now, the ECSL argues, say, now the people that calls into it and Paul Kamara, they not present evidence for suggest waiting and go filing, and that the Supreme Court need for take this case out. Secondly, the affidavit in support of the originating notice of motion sworn on the 17th May 2023 lacks a supporting fact to show that the first and the second respondent applicant did not comply with their statutory duties provided for under Section 44 and the fourth schedule of the Public Election Act 2022, Act number 17 of 2022, insofar as it relates to the nomination of the candidate for the presidential election. Now, Colson Toure and Paul Kamara, they accuse the next say they not comply with within the statutory regulatory act of the Public Election Act of 2022 say, and therefore then challenge them. But next they argue say the courts not for look at them because they not get any proof, evidence not for backup with that. And then go further for say that the originating notice of motion dated 17th of May 2023 contravenes Rule 89.1 of the Supreme Court Rules 1982, Public Notice number 1 of 1982, as the same is not in the form as set out in the Civil Form 8 in the first schedule of the Supreme Court Rules 1982. Now, the lawyers of ECSL, they said don't put the motion say. In fact, the man did not even table the thing according to the regulation and just put so the Public Notice number 1 of 1982 as the same, as well as the first schedule of the Supreme Court Rules 1982. If now they follow this a similar case, Dr. Samura Kamara in lawyer they also present to the Supreme Court say this case not get merit and that's therefore just to wear. Now though, it not gets evidence. Further, or in the alternative that this honorable court do make an order striking out paragraph 2 of the originating notice of motion, which states, now, this not the real reason we make Paul Kamara and Colson Toure can go the matter gonna court. Then say whether or not the findings of the Commission of Inquiry on account of adverse findings of dishonesty against the third respondent herein ought to have been taken into consideration by the Electoral Commission of Sierra Leone on the nomination of the third respondent as the presidential candidate for the June 24 presidential elections upon said the finding upheld by the Court of Appeal of Sierra Leone, with the third respondent currently standing criminal trial involving fraud at the High Court of Sierra Leone. Now, Paul Kamara and Colson Toure argue say Dr. Samura Kamara, they already don't find them guilty of being dishonest in the COA, the Commission of Inquiry, will then be set up. And that also, Dr. Samura Kamara gets an ongoing case, a criminal case. So this is not one of the reasons we make them protest. Now, in the matter complaint, thereof on the second respondent, applicant ought to have taken into consideration the findings of the Commission of Inquiry. Now, Paul Kamara and Colson say, ECSL not for allowed Dr. Samura Kamara in nomination, or not for even taken. Why? Because this man, they already found him guilty in the COI for say dishonest, and that he get criminal case. But ECSL go ahead and still issue a temporary provisional certificate as a presidential candidate. So now I ask them. So make them take the court and the case go to court. Inquiry cannot be subjugation by honorable court when the title of the action does not state the legislation or the act of parliament pursuant to which the applicant respondent can make an objection against the nomination of a presidential candidate. That the honorable court do make an order, Lord push now the second, that the honorable court do make an order staying all further or other proceedings in the originating notice of motion pending the hearing and determination of this application, except in relation to this application hearing, any further or other orders that this honorable court deem fit and just in the circumstance. So the cost of this application is borne by the applicant respondent, and further take notice that the hearing of this application counsel for the first and the second respondent applicant intend to use and rely on the affidavit of the Komins. All right, the balance now, the lawyers, we just write. So ECSL then don't argue to the Supreme Court of Salon, say, look, there is no case now. This man, yes, he gets a case. Dr. Samura Kamara gets a case where they go on a court, but we constitution say everyone, or in fact, apart from the constitution, international law say every man is innocent until proven guilty in a competent court of law. And as of now, we don't get any evidence for say this man they don't convict her of any crime, and that's for acceptor. So that I make the ECSL they argue say then for just take this case then to go out. So family, now that we get Uber under, we'll track this state. We will track this this story for now as how they get her because it's very very interesting. Now we then move on to let's take on a text, and from there we jump to the next item now the program. Now we take on a text and quick one. All right. Now we look at the first one. They come up from Mary J. Kekewa Adeba is a full-grown adult. Samura Kamara and the APC team does not have control over him. If you don't have an important message for the people, please be quiet. Okay. This one they come up from Jibril Abba, where they say no government can succeed in its strive without national cohesion and unity. So let's allow APC, Dr. Samura Kamara, to unite the country before investing in SLPP fake agricultural promises. And this one they come up from G4. G4 they say KKY no gets message again. This one they come out from Aisha Kester. We appreciate that. Mohammed, may God bless you and your team. Yeah, thank you very much, Aisha. May God bless you as well. So, family, Lord, just tap the text here. Lord, run quickly and on the next. As soon as they see on my screen, that was quite disturbing flyer wouldn't send to me. We the former mayor, Yvonne Akisoya, put na social media handle. Now, what he say? Lord, we just see that perhaps it's not clear for you. Akisoya say, yesterday, whilst I was preparing for the APC manifesto launch, there was an attack on my second vehicle, license number AVC 010 at 9 a.m. I received a call from someone in my neighborhood informing me that my driver had been attacked and my car seized by a notorious SLPP operative called Arata. I asked my security personnel to investigate the information and it was confirmed. I called the Inspector General of Police, who promised to revert. I am grateful to the IG because a few hours later, he called to inform me that my car had been recovered and that and recovered and taken to the Lumley police station. My driver went to collect it from there and saw Arata at the station. To my driver's surprise, Arata was allowed to leave the station without any charges, whilst my car was handed over to my team with extensive damage. The front bumper, the left wheel guard, and the back license plate had been removed, and the back window smashed. I have reached out to the IG again to ask for your support in addressing this display of wanton violence just days after the signing of the peace pledge by all political parties. I also reminded the IG that my laptop that was seized by members of the Presidential Guard in February has still not been returned. This is not the Sierra Leone we want, the One Nation Manifesto commitment. All right, so Fambul, this not the allegation where Yvonne Akisoya say Arata, if una they follow social media, una they know say Arata na one of the talk there where a lot of people don't complain about in activities the way they do in the name of SLPP. And many times they don't say an SLPP office, and all man no say in SLPP because it is saying SLPP, and the motoka the way they use even if you write SLPP. And I feel say as a nation, we leaders need to do more by condemning instead act here, because even Soya, that motoka, they're not in private motoka, this is not government motoka. And therefore, if you spoil na government money, and also apart from being na government, I like not in government's motoka, I like na new motoka. There is nowhere absolutely whether they will be normal for there we get certain people the way they are above the law, we can just go and take the law at their own hand and then go with impunity. Then all gets nobody to answer. It's scary for me, because if this system continues in a salon, where would they look certain people there because of the political connection? We left them for roam about. Then can say what goes around comes around. It will reach to a point, it go out for control. And not to the kind of salon we want to see. And some of them here, I feel say the political parties there, particularly the party we are aligned with, for condemn them here. And the police, they have to do their duty, because no one is above the law, and they light for protect the lives and property of anybody and prosecute, arrest and prosecute those people found wanting of violating the law, because by damaging somebody else's property, according to law, you're not crime. So I feel say the police can get responsibility, not for take side and do their job. In this case, we're not going to talk much. We'll go track and ask how they get out, they bring and canton. Let's move on to the next one. Again, what do we see in our social media? Dr. Silver Blyden in prediction. Now, Dr. Silver Blyden, as you know, a controversial figure in Sierra Leone politics. Now, person where you're not able to understand that, in the sense, this woman, it is APC, it is SLPP, because a middle level approach politics, this is a novelty. I don't know whose name we get for again, but it look like now the first and this power, me don't they follow politics for quite some time. Now this style of politics, you don't know this party, you register at this party, but you work for this other party where you not register and not get card. Very interesting, eh? You know APC, but most of your activities the way they work, they favor the opponents. So it's quite interesting. But in the argument where they put, they say now so politics for play, now so in define in the sense that politics not for divide we. But in most of the cases, then, if you go on a Facebook page, you see all the activities where they do now for HOTS, the party where belong and benefits the opponent, the rival of the party. So it's quite interesting to see this kind of politics in Salon. And anyway, we'll continue for watch and see how this day unfold. Now we look what he say. He said today, I did prediction on June elections. I predicted today. I did prediction on June elections. I predicted presidential runoff elections last year. I suggested a loss for President Bio, but recent makers show otherwise. I now predict that President Bio will win first rounds, but will not get 55%. So a runoff rounds will hold. So, Fambulen, last year, Dr. Sylvia Blyden said President Biogo lost the election not on economic growth grounds, but on human rights issues. So, and a lot of people on the quota say, even they are supporting herself, Dr. Sylvia Blyden, who they support you, I don't tell you, say President Biogo lost. If you follow social media, particularly APC fellows, now then the quota, seriously, I think industry say this the damaging petition now the other side, because technically Dr. Sylvia Blyden appears as if now the spokesperson for the First Lady, and by extension a sort of like a covert worker. So for her he save himself, that make perhaps he pull this one back, he put and say he don't predict say 1999 say last year President Julius Maada Bio lost the election on human rights. No, you don't predict, you don't take a word back. Say it win. So you don't see the flip-flop. So this is the thing that make us say the politics where this woman they play in novelty politics, in the sense it just will not just get name from her. I'm not seeing her. Perhaps we have to look for a strategic thinkers and political analysts, scientists that we ask them, what's in this mean? Oh, check into archives and see. But this politics, so Dr. Sylvia Blyden they play a novelty to me. It absolutely novel. But anyway, we go continue for trackless to Rizza and bring a Cantona. Now, allow we jump go to the next one. Now, another issue will come where, for me, it bother me, to be honest with Una. It bother me. Africell look like say they undermine with democracy. Now, as soon as they say from my screen, Joseph Fitzgerald Kamara, as soon as I know, now one time ACC boss, Anti-Corruption Commission, and a senior member now APC, post this now in Twitter page. He said, report of unsolicited text from Africell urging voters to vote, BO 2023, warrant immediate attention of NATCOM. It is dangerous precedent with potential to influence and interfere with outcome of an election. Africell intrusion to the fray undermines an even playing field. Free, okay, Famu. Now we read what's in Africell, then let's see and say in text. Africell text say the free quality school education was a game changer. It puts 1 million new learners in school, be a game changer, and secure the future for our children. Vote BO 2023 no runoff. So, and just like what the lawyer put on, I think this we get for help save with institutions in the sense, we get for remind with institutions and say they get for do their job. All the communication in the country, it is under one body, we then call NATCOM. NATCOM now in responsibility by law for regulate all communication of the country, radio station, mobile companies, many television stations, and there are code of conduct of non-interference, particularly business entities like Africell. One, Africell, they endanger their business. If this is true, then they endanger their business. Because now we assume Africell, they allow me and they use their service for spread and information of campaign, political interference, where they undermine or hurt the next party. If that other next party know about that, perhaps they might take revenge. I know they call for violence here. I know they talk, but I know they talk the potential as a business person. you therefore use your brain smartly. Election not to joke. Election na Africa na serious matter, na like a mini war, according to some reporters they wouldn't put up. So then get for mindful. If Africell they allowed and they use their system, the text, mind you, today na the world technology don't become available for influence position voters. If you follow international politics, 2016, there was an allegation where the American government make against the Russian government that they meddling into the election for see Donald Trump win by using social media. They influenced the outcome. So that was an investigation, even though Donald Trump was not found guilty, but yet still, the State Department still blame Russia for interfere. There is level of interference. Now, what are the type of talk? That to show you how technology can assist in changing the public opinion. Now, the recent concluded election in Turkey. Now, one example also where the opposition, they cried, the opposition lost power. Now, Erdogan a winning, but the opposition argue say they use some tools for influence that they get some robots there. Now that make if you check, most of them be big man there or them political figures there where I will put there where controversial or where one gain fame or where one just put a message, then get what's in called trolls. This now like a robot where they make where they act like Motaman. If they see comments in the camp, you go see yes indeed there is human. You was like say Motaman picture there, but this not to Motaman, not to real Motaman there. Now a robot now like where did you toilet to modern, you know? But this now this now technological Motaman to modern, you know. If you follow it, they follow the AI, the artificial intelligence, just the power of it, where I can make like say sometimes 200 million people and they follow, I mean, they comment, but not to reality. So that's one of the disadvantages of the technology now we'll get, where they influence elections. And for let Africell, I repeat this many times, for they allow the users, sometimes perhaps I don't want just give them, I don't want just conclude saying that there. Perhaps this system what they talk, AI, artificial intelligence, perhaps somebody would not order to do this unbeknown to Africell. Therefore, I feel say NATCOM for intervene because at the whole of NATCOM they investigate and let them know the truth. Perhaps now people and go don't buy them trolls here. They use Africell, Orange, or other people then as if they come up from them directly. Where because they know say Africell and Orange then get a large people and millions of people and they subscribe. Of course, now it seems as if majority of Sierra Leoneans then get telephone, and this could be very dangerous. So I think there should be an investigation and try to find out who that actually they send a message out to people and phone them. All right. Now going to the other one. Today, another prominent NGC member resigns. Now, this not on news because we don't count out the other day. An entire executive resigned. So if another member resign, just like it just can't today and send them to me, so I decide for bringing them. Mrs. Adama Toure, the regional women's leader of the NGC party, has submitted an official letter of resignation to National Secretary General of the party. So the National Grand Coalition then lost one strong member again from them. But now we'll go back again to another one. Innocence. Innocence, according to reports, innocent we sing, then why we go give them notice, then why we go give them notice, then why we go give them notice, if you don't give them notice, we not go get peace. Innocent be famous sing back then during I think 2007, something like that, if I don't forget, we be help APC, I mean, like, for real. So, according to allegation, according to what he said post, rumors are circulating that the renowned musician and CEO of money-making machine, Entertainment Innocent, has reportedly turned down a lucrative offer of $10,000 to collaborate with Atika Foyo on a campaign song for the ruling Sierra Leone People's Party. Now, if you check now Innocent in page, Innocent put and say, he emphasized that he values respect and loyalty more than money, implying that this decision was driven by principles rather than material gains. In his post reads, respect past Belful, I cannot be bought, me own loyalty not to for sale. So Innocent, according to what we understand, they reject the $10,000 with them pay for make a collaborate with Atika Foyo. All right, and we don't know if it's 200%, but now that's in post where the allegation saying at $10,000. Well, then the anti-evidence not there, but again, you know, go deny now everything possible. People are all man out right now in the sense. Everybody they look at political points. Everybody they look at for hurting the next person by you see the declaration. This declare today, now they resign under, now they go declare under, and they go this all man they fed to a door, you know. But anyway, perhaps the interesting part was see Innocent not to the $10,000 that let's say go pay for Innocent now in Facebook, yeah. Innocent now in Facebook, he regrets. Innocent go call Jesus to pray for her. But that kind of prayer they this Jesus, I don't let pray for me. When I listen, now listen, Jesus.
Put blessing for her. Amen. Any witch man we want to papa go like balagba. Amen. This is the big so papa go get 6 bags. Amen. Anyone will get spend up for him. Amen. They don't remember family members. Amen. I will go best in most paper. Amen. Papa go and stop prayer. Be more in Jesus' name. Amen.
So family, that was just a comic one where, of course, I know them comedians there. Then they're all over social media and our borders there. Just sometimes when I put something interesting, we they come up with where me and one Jesus not Jesus, but he forget saying that Jesus. But even play for himself, they call Jesus. But anyway, interesting. Now we just jump on to the next one. All right. Okay, maybe we'll all just take a few more texts again. This one they come up from Jibril. The issue of Arata is a disgrace to any responsible government that is entrusted with a responsibility of protecting the lives and properties of its citizens. But how will SLPP understand this? This one, they come up from Mary J. Your SLPP people are intimidating the APC. Why can't you guys denounce your practice? Instead, you are just over Adebayo. So, Fambul, now we tap the program now. Yeah? We go come back some other day with more interesting issues there. You know, we did behind the scene with the work. But let's just share this with you now. What we don't do, we don't try forget for reporters. We want make sure say we cover all the 16 districts. But for no way will do the job, honestly. For no way will do the job. And what we don't see, majority of Sierra Leoneans, and they look for the truth, and they look for undiluted fact. Then one listen something way actually meaningful, learn and insult the intelligence. What I mean by insult the intelligence, imagine for somebody, because the media today what we get, particularly traditional media, is prone for abuse. Political leaders or political elites, they misuse the leader and the media, the traditional media. They don't capture them when they say state capture. Now waiting they want make them talk. Then they talk. And not to the truth, not to the facts. So that make you find out today, social media popular because people they want the raw facts. And that's we stand for. We want the kind of do the raw information as we get her. We polish out nothing. We count outside we get her. Now so they bring them come. Because we know how many they continue for insult to our intelligence in the sense somebody go sit on AYV, go sit on a radio 98.1. It will tell you say you don't need oxygen for breathe. Fish don't need oxygen. Then they still get on the platform. Somebody go tell you say, wait, why they can't popo the ferry? Somebody go tell you say, if you not give me power, I go to for a stadium where you know say this not reality. But this now here they talk. Some of the claims there, some of the recent clips where they make us on the social media, where they come out from the traditional media, is so shocking. The promises the way they give back to people, you know, now insult to people and intelligence. Because I like people are not be now where people are not be get it's okay, or people are not be get choice, it's okay, then they do it. But now people don't get choice, then they can't inside there. So what are the time for talk? Now we continue for support. We serve in different way. When I get me number, if you get information, send unto we put on here. This now one way they support we. Then if you get information, send unto we they can put on here. And also I put here people and they call me. Some people and call me. They say how they go support we. So I decide for being calm this. Say in case you want support we, this is not the information. This if na MoneyGram, you will send on to me, Mohammed. In a Western Union, you will send on to me. So we go continue for at least for recruit more people. We don't get 4, but if we able to get like 8 to 16, that would be fantastic. So we dey count for now the raw information. And also when I get any information, when I send them to me. People understand information to me, but the more the merrier. Sometimes what you go get, this person will get. So therefore, any information when I want send to me, it's fine. And also maybe if they use Cash App, you go just now, you see the QR code on the screen, the QR code on the screen, you can just snap the QR code or you scan it. You go able to get once you get the app now your phone, it'll take you directly now your app, and then whatever contribution you want to contribute, that's fine. We accept $5, $10, any how much, that's fine. We not see anything smaller. Everything we put a big, a meaningful. Also, if you want help with through PayPal, I also don't put the QR code. You can just snap the QR code and then it'll take you directly to your PayPal account, and whatever you want put, $10, $5, put on. This is not part of the job. We are part of the effort where we all combine together for make sure say we continue for being come from a raw and undiluted fact. We able to get opportunity for assess, analyze, and make a well-informed decision. This now we all your own responsibility. Now, personally, what we they do behind the scene, we not go talk about that because not something we choose for do. Maybe you go and ask question, you get thousands of views. If YouTube not go, they pay. Una. Now, YouTube, let just clarify this once and for all. Perhaps you get this question. YouTube and get what called YPP, YouTube Partnership Program. Now, anybody within a YouTube, you get an account. You don't take one. You get 1,000 subscribers, and you meet 4,000 watch hours. You can monetize them. When you monetize them, they can put ad. When they put ad, they can pay you small amount of money. Depends. But however, what we for know, YouTube not a charity. Now business and the two. And not to YouTube, they pay you the money. Rather, now companies there, service providers there, we want make people that know about them business, that then they pay, just like the traditional media, where they owe somebody, they go pay advert for adverts. So these businesses, the traditional, these businesses, service providers there, then they pay to YouTube. And YouTube, if you join them YouTube Partnership Program, then they pay you for thousands of, and they calculate by 1,000 views. Now, so they pay you. But however, I'll tell you that this majority, if not all, Sierra Leoneans then they make money on YouTube. Sad reality, but the fact that they tell you so. Why are they saying they make money? Because the people where they sponsor YouTube, where they give YouTube money for put the adverts, then they look for return. Majority of the people who they watch in our salon, and because we economy not in good shape, the average Sierra Leoneans, except for majority, live below $1. So you don't go expect businesses there for go put advert in a salon, because at the end of the day, there are losses to them. In fact, when then they give an advert in and they select the country where they want let YouTube send them to and show them to. So Sierra Leone definitely is not one of those countries that those business people in the West they advert from, because they're not getting no returns. So that make the people like Sierra Leoneans holding at YouTube, they know they make money. Yes, some amount of money they get basic, but for say, like for example, the amount of views they get. If you get 10,000, if you get, let's say, you view as it, now European day, you get 10,000 viewers, they make more money. Let's say, if you make $1,000 out of that 10,000 views, for example, if me people in a salon, I get 10,000 views, perhaps I will only make $10 or $20 or $30. You can imagine. So we know they do this for money. I get my job. I get my side also, I get what they do. I know they do this for money. So for me, make no difference. Whether YouTube give you 1 cent, give 1 cent, make no difference. And when you look at the cost, what would it do behind it? So we're not going to talk again, because the thing where we decide to do for people. So I just put an openly, because I'm not transparent, for let people know exactly how YouTube they work. So if you get a question, they get thousands of views and they make money. Sierra Leonean bloggers, Sierra Leonean YouTubers, they know they make money. Now the sad reality, because the advertiser, they know they agree for advertiser salon. And hence not a charity, and say they want, you understandably. So I feel say we'll tap that side and they don't clear to people there. As usual, we tell them plenty thank you. We will come back hopefully tomorrow and Thursday, of course, not will change. Thursday, Saturday, and Tuesday. These are the days away. We know they miss. We hope follow no they miss absolutely. So we perhaps tomorrow if we get something interesting, we will jump over the mic and come. If not to that, if we not get anything interesting, definitely on Thursday we will come. So we'll turn up plenty. Thank you. Bye bye.
Oh yeah, Talking Point platform, TTPTV. Oh yeah, Unale we pledge with love and loyalty to we sweet, sweet mama salute. Now we all come together as one. For tomorrow, now we go make salute.